Hey, what's up? This is Del Jones from the band PunkBordello, and you are watching the PunkBordello podcast. I want to thank you for being here, and I also want to mention that the next song that we release is called Hotter. It releases on all streaming platforms May 6th of 2025, and you can find that early before release for $5 on Bandcamp. You can listen to it about 3 times before you'll hit a paywall. But that's just fair game. If you want to see it and download it before it releases, you can give us $5 or whatever you want to support the podcast, to support us as a band. And then you can also do the same with the next release, Take the L, which normally would be like June 16th. And that one would be $10 or pay what you want whenever or whatever you want to throw our way. But we want to thank you for being here, listening to the local underground artists, the heart of our city, our country. When we sit down with this next guest, I really hope you enjoy it. Share it on your socials, help us grow. We have some really killer guests that are going to be coming up, and I'm really excited to do this podcast. So thanks everybody for watching. Keep doing that shit Chicago style, you know what I'm saying? All right. Hello.
Yo.
Welcome
What's
to the
happening, man?
PunkBordello podcast. This is Jim Leadbetter. What is
Hey,
going on, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just hanging out in Texas, man.
Sweet. Okay, so Austin, Texas, I take
Yeah,
it?
just north of Austin. You have about 30, 40 minutes.
Okay. All right. So, did you find out about the podcast from the group I posted in? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
You shot a blast on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that sounds like fun.
Okay. Well, fucking sweet. I've been swamped, so I haven't been able to research my guests as much as I would like. I am so sorry.
It's all
But
good.
that also does offer kind of like a perfect platform for you to speak of what you do.
Sure.
Um, and just give everybody a good idea of where you're going with what you're doing.
Cool.
So, what's your background?
So I'm a drummer. I've been a drummer for, I think I'm coming up on 33 years this September.
Nice.
Um, I do screen printing on the side, making sure it's for my brand, which is Anxious Energy, and a lot of my bodyboarding homies in California and Hawaii,
Nice.
doing their stuff. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So what is i- how old were you when you found the drums?
13.
13?
Yeah, I'm 46 now. Yep.
Nice. Nice. And so how did you get started?
So my uncle Vince at the time, they're no longer together, but he was in a band in San Jose, where I'm from. I'm from Santa Clara and Santa Cruz.
Mhm.
Um, he was in a band called Diatribe, and they were like this kind of like industrial band in the San Jose scene. And he gave me my first pair of drumsticks and a 9x13 Yamaha Tom. And I would sit in my room summer before I started 8th grade and playing the drums in school band. I would sit to whatever song I could on that drum, whether it was like Faith No More or Chili Peppers or whatever. I would just like try to figure out something on that one drum. And 33 years later, here we are.
Nice. So like what year was it when you were 13?
It was 92, no, 93, 90, no, 92, 93.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, man. So you
Yeah.
got to witness kind of like the best of the best kind of fucking era of, rock musicians and shit. You got to witness Guns
Yeah.
N' Roses at their peak, man. Oh my God.
Well, it was wild, and I still listen. I still listen to hip hop. It's one of my favorite things. But I was in, I was in 8th grade, and like, no, 7th or 8th grade. I was on the school bus, and like we were listening to "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and I was just like, "What the fuck is this, man?" It's just like I'm like, rock and roll is back.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like Yeah, yeah. So
that's a cool that because I'm like a whole decade behind you, sort of. So I was born in '96.
okay,
So I don't know. But so I grew up with Nirvana, and I
yeah,
grew up with Nine Inch Nails, and I grew up with all the greats, the pop punk greats, and everything like that. But like it also was like kind of a time when those like scenes and cultures started dying, like a little bit in a certain way. Like they're not dead, but like
right.
they're like the community has kind of, with social media and everything like that, has kind of like made everybody, especially after COVID, it's made everybody much more like I feel like sheepish. I mean, like the music industry has taken a big hit and it still hasn't recovered from it. So like
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it says enough. It's like a completely different like sense of community back then, and like in a time where people would just go to shows because that was what you did on a Friday night, Saturday night.
100%, dude. I mean, that's one of the reasons we moved from California because to be honest and candid, because I don't hold back. I mean, we left California partly because of the COVID BS. Like, it was everybody in California was scared and closed, and Texas was open. And I'm like, well, I'm doing this for a living now. I haven't been because of COVID, because I teach drums during the day,
Yes.
and then the wife happened to get a new job too, which could make her remote, and we were just like, let's go to Texas, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
That's yeah. That's good. I'm glad because honestly, like I've been out to LA numerous times.
Uh huh.
And every time I go out there, I'm just so flabbergasted by the cost of everything. Like,
Yeah.
so I had to there's this one time I had to fucking I had to come in leave for tour around LA, really out in kind of like the San Bernardino kind of
Mhm.
area, like up in those mountains.
Yep.
Um, and I am driving down through San Francisco because I'm trying to like basically make the most of my gas money to get down there. Um and man, like gas being like $7 at that time,
Yeah.
like oh my god, it was so difficult. I'm not even joking. I had to like get the acoustic out and start busking for gas money just to like finish out the trip.
Dude,
And
yeah, not to cut you off. Sorry. It's wild because so the guy that makes my bodyboards, and you're probably asking yourself, you're in the middle of Texas. How are you still bodyboarding and surfing? Waco Surf is just about an hour north of me, so that's how I surf in a big wave pool now. But the guy that makes my bodyboards, my buddy Jason from Ronin Bodyboards, he lives in Morro Bay, California,
uh-huh.
and during the height of all that, it was $8 a gallon in Morro Bay, dude. It was
Oh
unreal.
my god.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's like
Yeah,
you can't make this up.
I was just astonished. I was pulling up to the pump like already in defeat. I was like, yeah, I have $20. That's gonna get me like 5 inches down the road. I'd have to like pull over to avoid I'd have to pull over to avoid any kind of like traffic around rush hour
Yeah,
anytime I was traveling, because there was a point where I had to go through like Anaheim, and then I also did visit like the Rainbow and shit like that,
cool.
just to make the most out of my experience. You know what I mean? Like I made it happen.
Yeah.
I got to pay my respects to the Lemmy statue.
Oh, dude. Yep. I hung out down there too. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but
Yeah.
you know, outside of the history, I don't really have a reason to be out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love the weather,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, it's just with everything that has kind of like gone down, and like, I mean, especially like those fires, that doesn't make you want to move somewhere. You know what I mean? Like Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I'm like,
California's always been on fire. Yeah, I remember the wife and I, we went to St. Martin for my 40th birthday back in
Mm-hmm.
2018, and flying out of SFO, it's just like red sky. It's gnarly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I know a lot of people have lost a lot of shit and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I am not even. I've kind of just. The thing is as I've toured throughout the country, once I finally hit coast to coast at least.
Yeah.
I haven't played everywhere, but I kind of realized that like in Chicago, I feel like I found the most welcoming community that also has like just the greatest concentration of talent. Like every time we've played a show, it's been with like people you can just like feel their soul and shit. And I felt that in Austin, but I also felt like Austin kind of I mean, though my whole experience in Austin was kind of being like clicked out because I didn't come up around there. Most of the people you meet in any given city
Yeah.
in the music industry are probably like from an area that's like close by. Like you meet people in Chicago, like you might meet somebody from Schaumburg or Elgin or even like Central Illinois. And then Central Illinois, you meet a lot of people from Chicago, but like also other people from like you know other nearby areas and that sort of thing, so it's just coming back to my neck of the woods was seemed to be what was right for me, because then there's people that know me, and then I was also like performing, so people got to know me through that. um and I mean it's it is what it is, man. Like it's not anything delusions of grandeur. I'm kind of just trying to finish figuring out the sound at this point, and that's like why I'm kind of like out and away from everything right now,
Yeah.
because I'm just kind of figuring that out,
Yep.
um, getting everything scheduled for release and just kind of planning next steps.
Yep.
And the podcast is a nice way to do that, uh, and kind of like promote things in the meantime as it's like coming out slowly. Um, so what are you guys working on now? What's your band's name? What are you promoting?
So
What
yeah,
should
I'm
we
doing
listen to?
yeah, I'm doing a couple bands right now. Just cover band stuff at the moment. One band is called the Jams ATX, and the other band is called Shadow Lane. It's getting increasingly hard to juggle both bands. But yeah, the Jams, we just I guess we picked up a national booker or an investor who wants to. We're developing this rock tribute top 40 act,
Hmm.
and it's all the good songs, all the good rock songs from like the 90s and 80s too, and 70s actually. And so we're building a set right now. In fact, we're all going up to Dallas on Saturday to rehearse. And yeah, it looks like we have tentative, but probably most likely going to happen dates we might be in Chicago. So if I'm in Chicago, dude, we're hanging out.
For sure.
In July, and then we got like a Chicago and a New York date, and then maybe there's hint of like some South America stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Um, do you have anything that you've worked on back in the day that you kind of think back to? Like, did you ever do you have any recordings that are out for me to like kind of like
Yeah.
listen to your style, your
Yeah.
style of playing?
Absolutely. I was in a band called Strata out of San Jose, and everything from 2019 to 2021 was me
Uh-huh.
on the drums, and everything before that was my buddy Adrian. He was basically the original drummer of Strata. And
Okay.
so long story short, I had a band of 8 years from 98 to 05 called Super Channel, and we changed our name to Morning Donovan and then to Amorous, going through
Mhm.
the industry of as it is. But so Super Channel, Strata, and my other friend's band Divided, we kind of all would love to play shows with each other in the San Jose scene. And so I knew the Strata guys for years, and then it just so happened we did a memorial reunion show for our Divided's original guitar player Paul, because he passed away from a drug overdose. And
oh damn.
So we all did that back in 2019, and then my good buddy Ryan in Strata hit me up one day. He's like, "Dude, you want to come jam?" And I'm like, "Abso-fucking-lutely." And then so that's maybe a long story long, but yeah, there's some Strata stuff on all the streaming platforms, and if you go on YouTube, my old band out of Sacramento, even though I was in San Jose, we were based out of Sacramento, and we were called Vanishing Affair, and you can find a lot of that stuff on YouTube as well. And yeah, I mean, I've been in hip hop bands. Right when we moved to Texas, my old neighbor is this guy, Sam Riggs. He's a country artist. And I say country loosely because he's got a good punk vibe to him. He hit me up one day and he's like, "Dude, you want to play on a cruise with me?" So I did the Texas Country Music Cruise with him back in 22. And that was probably the best tour. I mean, we played Sunday night, and then the rest of the week we were just hanging out, goofing off, and it was amazing.
That's awesome.
So,
that's great.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on the whole country punk thing, because one of the beautiful things about Austin, Texas, is that like whatever it is has like a little bit of a country flavor on top of it.
Always.
In one way, shape, or form.
Yep, it does, man. Absolutely.
It's like, it's different because like anywhere else, like if you see that in Chicago, you might be like, but
right.
You see it in Texas and you're like, well, this is the place for that. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and if you think about it, like the old school guys like Johnny Cash, George Strait, Willie Nelson, like punk is, yes, it's a style of music, but it's also a way of life. And those old outlaw country dudes, ZZ Top, they were living it, man. They were just like against authority, against the whole establishment, not just one side or the other. But quick story. So my buddy Brandon, he plays guitar for David Lee Murphy, which is a country artist, big country artist. And he filled in the guitar spot on the Sam Riggs gig on the cruise ship. And so we had the same room, so we became real good friends. And he told me the raddest story about George Strait. So my wife, she loves country. Like if it's music quizzes, I got everything from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and up, no problem. But if it's country, she gets them right all the time. So, so my buddy Brandon knows people that play for George Strait. And this is where the connection of outlaw music, punk, and against authority stuff kind of. So I guess the legend goes George Strait chartered a boat and had, his people come out. It was like a vacation or whatever. And he tells the captain or the person running the show going, "I only want to hear two kinds of music. My music or 90s gangster rap." And apparently he knew all the lyrics to all the 90s gangster rap. And I go, that's a real motherfucker right there. So that's, there is that crossover, man. Cause I do think the old school country guys are punk as fuck. I mean, look at Johnny Cash. It's just like, that's punk, man.
But, yeah. And it's, what's so funny is, a lot of people think that Hurt by 9 Inch Nails is a Johnny Cash song.
Right.
But he just covered it towards the end of his life.
And
he just
beautiful.
wanted to shout out some respect for those artists. He also covered Depeche Mode. Sure. There's a couple of others. Soundgarden. He did Rusty Cage.
That's right. Yeah. Man, yeah, and that, Johnny. I heard he died in Jamaica. He had a house there, and it's like apparently now haunted with his spirit, which is something I'd like to go check out.
The coolest haunting ever.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be rad if like you go tour it and then like all you hear is his beautiful, like haunting, like monotony voice? That would be so amazing.
What if that kind of makes me wonder, like if a musician inhabits it, will he kind of like just, you know what I mean? Like, will he just kind of guide that musician, or will like, what if it was like one of those kind of situations where it's just like, yeah, man, you're a legend too now. You know what I mean?
I hope so, man. I mean, that would be so fucking awesome. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go record in Johnny Cash's old house, and he's just like spiritually guiding you or some shit, you know?
Yeah, he's like, now hold on to the range, son,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
yeah, this is gonna get wild. This is gonna
yeah,
be your best record ever.
100%, dude. I'd be like, yep, let's keep going, let's do this. Yeah,
Yeah, and you could see it. I feel like you could, cause I mean, he was overall just a pretty good dude. You know what I mean? As far as anybody knows, is considered.
sure,
I mean, obviously, we don't know the man personally, but
right,
you hear a lot of his soul in his music. And
absolutely.
I
Yeah, and
mean,
that's
shit.
yeah.
Oh yeah, go
No, I was
ahead.
just no, that's the beauty part about music, man. Like I always tell my students all the time, like, so my mom's a singer, so I grew up singing with her a little bit, and then just finding my way to the drums naturally. And but like, and this too, you can hear a melody or a chord or something that you've never heard of before, and it invokes an emotion that you never thought it would invoke. And
Yeah,
that's the beauty part about music, and just, yeah, music in general, not just lyrics and melody and vocals.
yeah. Um, so where you're in Austin.
Hmm.
Uh, what is your favorite song that you've recorded that we could listen to? Probably.
Ooh, um, I guess what I mean, yeah. What's my favorite song I recorded to? Man, I mean, I really am proud. I'm proud of all my music. Like, I even go back and listen to the early Super Channel stuff because I have it all on my hard drive. I haven't really uploaded it yet, but maybe I should upload it to YouTube. Um, but in the last, the 2 year stint I did with Strata,
Uh huh.
man, that was when you're in a group of people and you're playing this music and you're looking around going, what the fuck, this is amazing.
Yeah.
That's how I felt with Strata. And I don't necessarily have we came I mean, I like all the songs we recorded, and we have a
Yeah.
bunch of unreleased stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite, but like, favorite to play is probably Everyone Loves You When You're Dead.
Uh huh.
um and even Around the Bend, it's very slow and kind of like, I don't want to say drony, but it's like very morose slash like moody. And I just got to beat the shit out of my drums, man. Heavy melodic rock, like I just poured everything into it.
So Strata released how many? How many releases does Strata have?
I think they have two major label because they were on Wind Up Records previous. And
Okay.
then we released, I think, 3 or 4 songs in from 19 to 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, when did you record those songs? What year was this? And like, what is the story behind that? Like, how did you get involved? And
Yeah.
tell me. I'm kind of curious because like, there's something nostalgic to me about like the old days
Yeah.
because I actually do want to take a second
Do it.
to warn people. There's a lot of like scammers that are trying to, well, basically they'll name drop like real record labels, but then they'll like send you some fucking contract that seems too good to be true type shit.
Yeah, it still
And
happens.
I mean, some of them will go as far as to like call you and be like, "Yeah, we want to fly you out," type shit. And it's like, unfortunately, in 2025, that is a scam. Nobody's doing that.
It's a scam, and even if it wasn't, I'd still be like, let me get 2 lawyers instead of one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like it sucks, man. I damn near got. I didn't give him any fucking money or anything, but like I was
We've
like,
all gotten
tell me
got to some.
more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've all gotten
Like,
got. Yeah. I think there's EMI still owns 3 or 4 of my band Super Channel stuff because we were like, what? There's a publishing deal, and we didn't read it right, and they're like, oh, now they own it. I'm sure that it's a write off for them, but anyway.
fuck. But
Yeah.
anyway, so Strata, tell
Yeah.
me about your time. Tell me about when you first got the gig and
Sure.
fucking tell me about the best time in your life.
Yeah, man. So it was like I said, it was just after 2019, after we did that, after we did the Super Channel Divided memorial show for our buddy Paul,
Right,
the guitar
gotcha.
player. And then yeah, Ryan called me one day and he was like, "Yeah, do you want to jam?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it," you know. And I was just like, because I've always loved Strata's music. They were one of the bands.
What was the first song that you recorded?
I think it was Everyone Loves You When You're Dead.
Right. Okay. And then
Yeah.
what was the second song?
I think we did Around the Bend, and then third was Rats and Snakes. And then I
Nice.
think we did a B-side of Around the Bend as well. So that B-side makes it 4. Cause
Okay.
that was it. It was Everyone Loves You When You're Dead. Yeah.
Gotcha. Um. So then, like, what are you doing with surfing now? I know you had gotten to talking about that
Yeah.
earlier, but take the floor. Tell me all about it.
So yeah, I've been a bodyboarder or a boogie boarder since I was 11 years old, and 10 or 11 years old, and then I started playing music at 13. So there's really not much overlap to where, surfing and music is everything to me.
Uh
The
huh.
ocean is like, I'm one of those hippies that think we came from the ocean.
Right.
and but now I'm like 3.5 hours away from the ocean instead of being 40 minutes away like I was from Santa Cruz. But again, you move for a lot of reasons.
Right.
But yeah, so now I surf. So I surf Waco Surf and it's just east of Waco, but they still call it Waco Surf. It's technically in Belmead, Texas, and it's a world class wave. It's head high, it barrels. I mean, you got to pay for it, but that's where I'm still, because I don't live anywhere I can't surf or play music. I just
Yeah.
it's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, I feel you.
So
So if it wasn't Texas, would it have been Florida?
it might have been, dude. Yeah, like so there's this guy I befriended, and he's real popular. His name's Peter Santinello. He does like independent journalism and reporting on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And during the height of the pandemic, he was living in San Francisco, and he questions everything, just like, dare I say, we all should, but not a lot
Uh-huh.
of us did. And I hit him up one day, and I was like, "Yo, dude, I love your style. Like, I don't want to make a video or anything. But can I just take you to lunch and, like, chew your ear off a little bit?" And that was one of his questions. He was like, because he was moving to Miami because,
Yeah.
he was getting looks and stares going on hikes because he wasn't wearing a mask. And I'm like, wait a minute, that thing in the sun that has all that vitamin D killing that aerosolized virus, people are scared of outside, but here we are. Um, and yeah, he's like, dude, why didn't you want to move to he goes, why didn't you want to move to Miami? And I'm like, fucking hurricanes and alligators, dude.
Yeah, not just that. I mean,
Yeah,
their wildlife is something else
it
from what
is.
I hear. And I've 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 toured out there. It's a
Yeah,
fun place to go to.
it is.
Um, I'm The thing is I just love Texas because yeah, the bugs are also something else in Texas, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like the mosquitoes. It's like
Oh man, they're the bane of my existence, mosquitoes.
I
But yeah,
I literally just outlawed pants for myself for my entire wardrobe everywhere and forever because of the mosquitoes in Texas. Like you will
yeah,
not catch me in any shorts.
yeah, yeah, dude. I'm like,
Because
yeah, it's
it's
so wild. Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's like 110 degrees outside. I don't care. Still wearing pants.
Yeah, I still wear shorts, but like my wife and I, she's a holistic nutritionist by trade, but she's also a traveling math teacher. But we're super crunchy and everything organic and natural before anything else. And we got this
Yeah.
spray that we use. It's made of vanilla, citronella, a little bit of water, and some other things that keep the bugs away. So I'll just squirt myself like that, and
Oh,
you know,
it
yeah.
works. It's
Oh yeah,
great.
it works. Yeah, and then that
That's
way
nice.
I smell like vanilla and not some weird like DEET or whatever the chemical is.
Yeah, I'll have to
But
tell my girlfriend about that.
yeah,
She'll love it.
yeah. But I'm with you, dude. Like I should let me back up. Texas is a mini Australia in a lot of ways, and because we've been to Australia too,
Oh
and
yeah? What was
it's
that like?
Oh, dude. Okay, so December 2019, right before the pandemic popped off, and I'm sure we were like, I'm sure. I mean, because Australia is like so close to Asia, and like we're in a lot of traffic back and forth. I'm sure we passed the COVID bug a bunch of times, but
Yeah.
it was like, but Australia, the people are rad. It, it go if you get the chance, just go. It's and it's so funny because it's like a top surfing destination.
Hmm.
And when me and my wife booked it, because okay, let me back up even further. My wife beat cancer 10 years ago, and
Oh wow.
yeah, and so like the after the 5-year anniversary of her remission, that was like where there's like no chance it's coming back. So we're
Mhm.
doing the fuck you Australia trip, you know? And
Nice.
so we went there, and I wasn't like inherently stoked. I was like, yeah, okay, we can go. But I had a bodyboard friend out there, Blake, who I met through the online community, and ended up surfing with him a bunch. He let me borrow a board, and like I said, I wasn't super stoked to get there, but like once I got there, I'm like, this place is all time. If anybody has the means, just go. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's killer. That's I would did you go to like Sydney?
We
You
went.
see that?
We flew into Melbourne, but then we went up to the Great Barrier Reef in this little town called Cairns, but it's spelled Carins, and then flew down to Melbourne, and then we flew to Sydney. So we spent about like it was just over 2 weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is that I mean, so what was the Great Barrier Reef like?
Oh, it
Is
was
it
amazing.
is
Like
it?
you're like a few miles off the coast, and you're on a boat, and then they just drop you in the water, and you have to wear like a little thin lycra kind of like wetsuit thing because it's summertime there. So there's and the saltwater crocs aren't 3 miles out, but there's the really deadly jellyfish. So you have to wear,
Yeah.
the suit. But the Great Barrier Reef's fine. We went on an eco tour, and I know there's a lot of controversy stating that the Great Barrier Reef is dying. It's getting bleached.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like I saw
Yeah.
something that it was like dead or something, and I was like,
The
this
the
is this
yeah,
that made me so sad.
it's not as bad as, at least from the eco people we went on the cruise with, and they're all about that reef. So like you would think they aren't lying to us when they say this. They said it's not being bleached. However, if the water, because the water gets warm and it cools off, when it gets
Mhm,
warm, that's why it looks like it's bleached or it's like getting dead. But as
mhm,
long as the water kind of like dips back and forth, they're good. But if the water remains above a certain heat level, then yeah, it could start to get really gnarly for that ecosystem.
mm,
So at least that's what they told us. So
yeah. Well, I mean, from what I understand, there is a little bit of hope because of what like young kids that have like developed all kinds of stuff that like is good for I mean, I'm no like expert of any kind, but like I know I've seen a couple of things that like eat plastic in the ocean and like
yeah,
help, kind of like if there's stuff that you can leave out there because it helps benefit the ecosystem in some sort of way.
yeah,
Um, so I'm glad that there's like a little bit of innovation
me
and
too.
hope that seems to be coming. I sometimes when shit feels so fucking
Yeah,
fucked,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I have to try and like think about that because it's not like it's all bad. It's just like an ongoing kind of like battle,
yeah.
as is kind of anything in life.
Yeah, and I mean, and again, I'm one of those hippies that are like, get the crap out of the ocean, man, because that's where I
Yeah,
surf, and that's where we eat, and that's
yeah,
So there's real environmentalism is a real thing.
yeah.
I will say that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I just I don't know what there is to do besides hold certain corporations responsible,
yeah.
but we won't get into that for legal
I mean,
reasons.
we could, we don't have to, but yeah, no, there's some corporations and countries that could do a little bit better with their eco-ness.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. Yeah, they know who they are, and they currently don't give a shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
think,
mean, it's the same difference with like all the chemicals in the fucking
yeah,
American food. It's like,
and in the water, yeah. I mean, it's it, there's a reason why you can go to Italy, eat whatever the fuck you want, and lose weight. Where I'm
yeah,
eating, yeah, yeah,
a lot of people with gluten intolerances go to other countries and are totally fine with it has a lot to do with like glyphosate and all kinds of extra bullshit that they spray
yep,
shit with
yep,
out here just to I just it ceases to fucking uh it never ceases to amaze me how adding more ingredients and more shit into it somehow makes it cheaper. Like that's like
yeah. It's wild. You're right. It's wild.
yeah, like you're putting in twice the effort as if you couldn't just fucking sell it semi-fresh.
Well, and it's gnarly
This
too. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead, take the floor.
No, no. So like I'm hearing a lot about like the correlation of like eating seed oils to skin cancer lately,
Mm,
and it seems as though a lot of the melanomas that are popping up with people these days is because of seed oils.
yeah,
Apparently, it's like you're out in the sun, you're getting cooked, and then because seed oils are rancid, they're nasty, and it's fucking with your chemistry. So like, and we're not perfect by any means, like, but 9 times out of 10, I won't eat French fries if it's not cooked in like tallow or avocado oil, or you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So what I like to do, so I one of my other passions is cooking. I've worked under a couple of chefs. However, although I am good at cooking, I don't like doing it as a job, so I try to avoid it in terms of that. But because it's hard work and you don't get paid very much in the service industry, and that is just what it is.
Yeah,
And if you do make a decent amount of money, you kind of have to center your whole life around it because you know what I mean. They're kind of the whole days of like being able to do other stuff at entry level jobs. Like they want you to make it your fucking world, and it's like
yeah,
I have other aspirations. I'm just trying to make an income to meet certain goals so that I can kind of
yeah,
launch, and
yep,
that is not what they want to fucking hear. And that is like really upsetting because like it's just not conducive to why people go to a job if you're not gonna like even if they are completely dedicated, they'll fucking replace you in a day, no severance, fucking all that kind of extra shit. So like, you know, but coming back to the oils and everything like that, the the seed oils are terrible for you. Canola oil is fucking god awful for you. It's basically motor oil. It's
yeah.
disgusting the way it's made.
It's really bad.
And yeah, tallow is great. I like to pre-make like French fries. I'll like cut up some. I try to keep the. So I've done it two ways, and normal fries come out really well this way. But I'll chop up some fries, and then I'll throw them in the freezer, leave it for about a day, come back to it. No water. I know like the rule is to use water and salt, but that's if you're gonna cook them like immediately. Um, but I'll throw the French fries in the freezer. I'll take them out the next day, and then I'll fry them in uh, either avocado oil. Normally, it's coconut oil.
Sure.
I like the crisp and the flavor in coconut oil. It's
Yeah.
it's quite good for you. Um, but I've also done. Let's see, what else have I done? I think it's just been coconut oil since I've lived here at least. Um, but my girlfriend also likes sweet potato fries. I love sweet potato fries. Who doesn't love
Same.
sweet potato fries? So I've kind of had to like pivot with those because they don't freeze the same. But basically I'll keep those on deck, and that's that's what it part of like what we like to just like always keep in our rotation in our grocery list,
Hell yeah.
because they're fire. But then I'll also like toss them in like garlic, and salt, pepper,
Hell yeah.
fucking maybe even, I mean, some tomatillo. It doesn't it Yeah, you know what I mean? Like fucking just
Oh yeah.
whatever I'm feeling. But that it's wild how much better it makes you feel like after you eat it, because it doesn't make you fucking hate yourself. I
Nope.
remember fucking eating like McDonald's or any fast food really, and just feeling like shit afterwards.
Yep.
Me and my girlfriend like went to go like splurge on our way home, running errands or something like that, and she's like, "Oh my god, Chick-fil-A," and I'm
You're like,
like, and I'm
yep.
like, "All right, let's go to Chick-fil-A," and like the experience was fucking horrible. It was like you could smell the food coming out of your body for days afterwards, and
Right.
it's fucking like like if you sit there and look at how many ingredients are in the shit, it's like this is fucking terrible. You feel it. I felt absolutely dreadful after eating the shit.
Yep.
And so it's just kind of gotten to a point where like if you have any kind of knowledge, you are not eating whatever the fuck they're trying to push on you. You're doing your best to make it yourself.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I am grateful for in my life, but I've seen it amongst those my age, and it's like I wonder, because I've met some people who like all they do all day, they can't cook, they just order out, eat,
Yeah.
all this shit all day, and it's like, bro, I have the it's so hard to describe, but like it's not very hard to describe. It's hard to deal with, but um the one of the things that you notice when you go to another country and come back is like there's 3 days of adjusting away from American food, and then there's 3 days of like, I mean, maybe even up to a week of fucking adjusting away or back in
Yep.
from American food. And when it leaves you, you feel like a little bit like more rejuvenated, relaxed. You feel
100%.
like everything ain't so bad. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when you come back to the United States and start eating the food again, it's like, oh my God, I feel like everything just weighed down on me a little bit more. And if it's not, the food itself and physically feeling like that, it's kind of like the dread of being in a place where you're afraid to call an ambulance if something happens because you
Yeah.
can't afford the bill,
Yep.
or, you know, it's just it's funny how the whole it's on the world stage right now that how ass backwards everything is and has become, because it's
Sure.
cartoonishly ridiculous at this point
Oh yeah, it's a circus.
in every direction, and,
Yep.
and it's like, you know what I mean, like it's kind of it's I can't side with any, like, I mean, just if it's explicitly said, I have no leanings because I think it's all fucking stupid. Like, I just remember, like, because I've always kind of considered myself like more liberal, right?
Same.
But like when COVID happened, I was in Austin, and fucking I had like three auditions, or not auditions. I had three gigs in uh gigs for South by Southwest. And I
Mm.
was like, I had been working for about a whole year before that, like just trying to integrate myself into the scene. And then when COVID happened, I'm literally having a rehearsal with one of these bands in the living room of my old apartment on Riverside. And I'm fucking, we're looking at the news and it says South by Southwest has been canceled. And we're like, you know what I mean? Just fucking crushed it, man.
Yeah.
And enter, my next, the album that I made afterwards. And I mean, I was also writing it at that time, so I mean, that was just all I had to go with. And it was wild because now everybody's leaning on like content to kind of carry everything forward.
Right.
And I mean, the content that I made, it didn't even fucking matter anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like you
Yeah.
just got buried with the other shit. You know, you spend so much time and effort uh working on something, and it just gets fucking shattered in a second, you know?
Yep.
And it's like, wow. And then on top of that, you're not sure this is supposed to be something that is completely new. Um it seems suspicious because the government is telling you like, oh, it wasn't made in a lab and shit like that, you know what I mean? And then fucking comes out it was made in a lab, and then fucking everything just kind of like contradicts itself the whole world over, and then everybody's
Yeah.
telling you to get this fucking shot they're trying to give you, and it's like
How'd that work out for everybody? And I'm not laughing at the hardship. I'm just saying us conspiracy theorists are fucking batting 1,000. So
like, I mean, what am I supposed to like? The thing is like the COVID vaccine had direct implications, like right off the bat, in all the studies that were done with like a rare condition that I have. And they did some studies on it, and they're saying, oh, yeah, there's what was it? One in one, like 3 out of 4 people that the vaccine was tested on who have this condition ended up hospitalized for 6 months.
yeah.
And everybody, and it was a 1 out of 4 a chance of death, so a 4 out of 4 chance of having not a good time. And
And we want to have a good time.
and it says down at the bottom of this fucking letter from the CDC, like, oh, we still recommend that it's ethical, and so you should get it. And I'm like, what?
No.
Did we just read the same thing here? Or and then like what's
contradictory
weird?
city. Yeah.
What was weird is like all the I'd always considered myself like more liberal until
Same.
I was in Texas and all this shit was going down, and you are in a situation where, you know what I mean, you don't want to smoke, but you got to get the cops involved now. And fucking they're like, sir, do you see what's happening outside? Like, do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Which is wild, man. Like, that is like that was damn near a lawless time. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it changed my perspective on everything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because it's like, wow, I have to be the one fucking defending me if shit like this happens. It's very fragile. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it could fucking flip on itself at any fucking time. And
Yeah.
then everything just quote unquote goes back to normal. I'm just glad that like they couldn't keep those lies under wraps. I'm just glad
Right.
that it all kind of like came out, because like it's like you anybody with like critical thinking or common sense was kind of just like shunned from society, and it's like, and I'm sure we're gonna get so much hate for all this shit, but if you don't have any haters, you're not doing anything right.
And you know what? To all those people hating, like, check the receipts.
Yep.
Check
It's
the
like
receipts.
I'm just going based off of what I saw, and how can you blame me when there's a 4 out of 4 chance that they're telling me about that I'm not gonna have a good time? I don't, you know what I mean? Especially at that time, I didn't have any health insurance. You know what I mean? And is fucking like, I mean, what do you expect us to do? It's so like unrealistically unaffordable for like an average human being, especially a fucking 22-year-old kid who's college age, just trying to, find a job and kind of get on his way. The thing that was difficult
Yeah.
for me in
Yeah.
Austin was that, like, even when would have some cover gigs, it was difficult for me to find an outfit that I really gelled with
Yes.
and didn't, put nefarious dumb bullshit in front of the music. You know what I mean? Because that happened. You know what I mean? It was in a band that could have been really good, but everybody kind of let it go to their heads before we even played our first fucking show.
Yep.
And it's, it kind of put me in a position to I kind of like failed into the next great opportunities, which were great. I learned things that I can't forget, but like,
Right.
you know, I didn't get, I got the short end of the stick financially. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yep. I get it.
you got to pivot and you got to learn how to do it right for yourself, and that's kind
Yeah.
of like the whole point of like punk coming back to Chicago and doing stuff with Punk Bordello. It's like all the songs that I write, and you know, there's like a certain idea to Punk Bordello, that's Chicago style rock and roll, punk house, hip hop. And then there's also Del Jones, which is like, my metalcore shit that, I do completely by myself. And, it's just like, that's most personal to me, and those songs are kind of like my babies because, I mean, I guess there's a world for metal, which is great, and especially metalcore. Um, and it's getting a little bit of an audience kind of on its own,
Hmm.
which is nice. But it's neither here nor there. It's probably just people that actually know me from either touring out to them or being on the way on the road, leaving for tour here, there,
Yeah.
the other thing. So I mean, that's really where like the following kind of comes in. But anyway, before I get away from myself here, so where can people catch you at,
Yeah.
and what dates do you have coming up? I know we talked about it before,
Yeah.
but I also want to make sure that we get it somewhere around the hour mark,
Yeah.
um, in case we go off on down the rabbit hole a little bit again.
Hey, I mean, rabbit holes are fun anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, shoot, I got a couple gigs with the Jams coming up. We're playing down at you probably know where it's at, Shooter's Bar in Austin on the
Yes, I
26th,
do.
and then
I
the
played
20.
there. I played
Yeah.
there not too long ago. I played there when I was. So it was after I lived in Austin. I came through there. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. And then the day before that, the 25th, we're playing a festival in Rockdale, which is just about an hour east of where I am. Um, and yeah, I got a couple of summer gigs coming up with the other band, Shadow Lane.
Hmm.
And then yeah, the Jams are getting booked up really well, and like I think there'll be a lot of traveling involved this year, which is going to be cool. And I'm going to try to tack on surf trips because it's my goal in life to be able to write off business trips as surf trips. So, and then yeah, I'm Jim Leadbetter drums on social media, and yeah, I give lessons in the Austin area, drum lessons. That's the day job is
Yeah.
drum lessons. I teach
Okay.
out of my studio here, and I teach at a school in Round Rock a couple days a week. And yeah, session work, recordings. I can pop it out here in my studio, and if you want silly old me to play on your record, just give me a shout. You know?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
feel you. Yeah. Okay. Well. Um. So we were touching on the food,
Sure.
the everything with where we're at as a society right now. But what gives you hope, like with your students? Like what drives you? Well, first of all, like what age groups do you teach?
I have anything from this rad little 5-year-old kid named Jaden
Mm,
to a 60-year-old student who started about at 58 years old named Mike, and everything in
mm,
between. I have a 27-year-old female student that's never played drums, and her dad got her a block of lessons for Christmas, and she's been coming ever since. And let me tell you, like, what gives me hope is the fact that, like, I'm seeing this 27-year-old chick play drums, never playing before, and her timing and feel is so incredible. I'm just looking at her like, are you fucking kidding me?
yeah,
That's what I love.
that's cool. Yeah, no, that's especially like. because the thing is drumming isn't in the kit. It's not over there. You know what I mean? It's not that.
Yeah.
It's this. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's
Like
it's the body that goes on that dare I say vehicle and makes it happen. Yeah.
yeah, it's literally inside you because you can literally turn it like your fingers and your feet
Yep.
into a drum kit. The
Yep. Absolutely.
you know what I
You can
mean?
take
Like
it anywhere with you.
yeah. And there I can't tell you how many gigs I have had where they're just like, "Oh, do you know these songs? Can you fill in? Can you hop in?" And I'm just
Story of
like,
my
"Hold
life.
on." You know what I mean? And give me like 15 minutes by myself real quick. 10? Okay, yeah.
Dude,
And then
we're
you
speaking
put
the
on your
same
headphones,
language. Yeah.
and you just like focus on getting the fucking accents, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
we
That's it.
we had we had this drummer on the podcast. So it's released on Patreon the episode, but he just opened up for the Used at House of Blues Chicago.
Wow.
Um and his band Night Spice, his name is Mark Esses.
Okay.
Uh he was like a fucking sick name to have on because
Cool.
like I've watched him since like build up some of his residencies in Chicago since I mean there when I went there was like a couple people they were vibing, you know what I mean? And he was like kind of figuring out his rhythm and everything and like how he's going to draw people in. And in the podcast we talk about like how he kind of grew that audience, and it just came from like going out into the audience and kind of like vibing with people and asking them what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like whether you know a lot about theory or not, he doesn't have any sponsorships, but he's gotten a lot of like cool invites, like to the Sweetwater Factory,
Oh, cool.
and there's Chicago Bulls, and everything like that. And fucking, it's just so cool because he's like a guy that I love to watch win. Because he was, I mean, to preface, like, I mean, he had been playing since he was on like Van's Warped Tour back in the day with one of his previous bands.
Nice.
And yeah, it's funny how like especially if you ask a drummer what it comes down to, it's like kind of everybody love everybody, and you know it doesn't you the gear that you're playing doesn't matter. Like feel is feel,
Mhm.
and that was kind of like one of the things that I latched onto because I didn't have a kit of my own until I was like 15.
About the
Right?
same.
But I
Yeah.
started at church when I was about 7 when they would let me like start to tinker. And I'd be like playing my favorite like Give Me Novocaine by Green Day. You know what I mean? Like it's simple beat, but like also requires you to be pretty steady. And
It's simple in theory, but like try to play something simple like that without a click and with good feel at that slow of a tempo.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes it's just like in you, but it can be trained too.
Yeah,
It just
absolutely. Absolutely.
it's it's just wild. Like I shout out also to my nephew Liam,
Awesome.
because he it what he did when I think it was sometime around a couple Christmases ago. He I like started playing a beat and I'm like, all right, so improvise over this. I taught him the word improvise. I'm like, all right, let's
That's
like
awesome.
see what fits within this beat and show me what you got rhythm wise. And he just like took to it immediately, and it's like, okay, you have rhythm, you can do some fills of like, it's like nothing invalid right there. That's great.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
You have it, kid. You
That's
can do it.
it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. I mean, I've also had like so I taught back in the day. The reason why I wouldn't say that teaching is my forte is because well, I really would prefer to like teach more of like adults, just because then I can cuss, and I cuss like a fucking sailor.
Me too.
So,
I'm surprised I
no,
watch it.
no offense to any kids, but it's like
Yeah.
it's a little
Sorry to all my students.
No, I just, the thing is like, I do better when I can, kind of, work without filters.
Yes.
Um, and I really like to, uh, inspire others. It's just, when I was teaching last, I had to teach like classes of like little kids,
Mm-hmm.
and like, it was all British, just basically babysitting for an hour.
It can be, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that was kind of like the hardest part of it, that didn't outweigh things for me.
Yeah.
Although I had some students that like, I really hope stick with it for life.
Right.
It's when I was trying to like kind of integrate myself in, it also had to do with the pay structure of the official kind of studio that I was working at, which I'll let rename I'll let them stay nameless.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At the end of the day, I am kind of where I'm at now is just I'm in the middle of something. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of committed to that. It's just now that I'm kind of like 70% of the way through, 60-70% of the way through, I'm kind of like, whew, I need to take a break and do something else and fucking think about the short form content that's going to be needed for all this shit. And honestly, it's been a pretty great idea. Altogether, I mean, I think it's been like a good like 20,000 last I checked impressions across all platforms, 20, 25, something like that.
Oh yeah, good.
Trying to keep it conservative. So, I mean, that's just how many times people have seen shit from the podcast, like
Good.
all of the little clips and everything considered across everything. So, I mean, that's still nothing by comparison, but I would call it a good start,
I mean,
so
yeah.
it's not a especially having someone like Mark on the podcast. So like everything's available on Patreon. Like as soon as it like finishes like processing, I can upload it. But this episode will probably be available sometime in the middle of the week. I think the thing is I want them to be out, and I get antsy because I am doing a lot of them right now. I think we're up year number 6. So I mean, season 1 of this fucking podcast is it's kind of coming out as it needs to. I try to just keep it every Monday, but I mean, some of the people that I've had, some of the conversations that we've had are just like too good to just hold on to.
Sure.
But everything is early access on Patreon, so I'll refer everybody there. It's only $3 a month.
Cool.
It was literally the least that I could fucking charge, but that's if you want to get it before it comes out on YouTube. So that's what I got to kind of like leverage. And then there's also the whole Bandcamp thing that everybody heard at the beginning of the episode. So, I mean, with that, I mean, I've said everything that I need to say. You got anything else cooking that you want to let people know about?
I mean, some sponsors that been taking care of me for a while. Samsung Symbols. I've been with those guys since 2017, and the U.S. rep Tim, he just lives about 3 hours away from me in East Texas. So if I need symbols, I can just go over there and just hit a bunch and see what I like. And I've been kind of running with this company, Icarus Footwear, and he's actually in Chicago, or around the Chicago area. It's a barefoot style sneaker company, but they look like super cool and classy court, like I guess you could say like K-Swiss, like some old school classy K-Swiss. Because the wife and I, we've been on the barefoot shoe train for a while with working out in Zero shoes and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
And on the drums, I've always wanted something that was lightweight and flexible that moves with your foot, obviously, right? Because you're using your fucking feet.
Right.
So I hit up Andrew from Icarus one day, and I was like, "Yo, dude, have you ever partnered with like a drummer? Because I mean, I would love to wear shoes that look good, and while I'm on stage." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm totally down." And I made him some T-shirts too, and so yeah, um, those are those are the two companies right now that I'm working with that I really enjoy. And and Firehouse Drums out of Indiana. Eric, he just made me a drum set, and it should be shipping out here pretty soon.
Oh shit! Are you gonna do like an unboxing of it?
I guess I should, right?
You should, yeah,
Yeah, I guess I
absolutely,
should.
man.
Yeah, because
Give that man his unboxing.
yeah, I should. My buddy Paul, he was in that band Divided I was mentioning that we all used to play shows in San Jose. He moved up to just outside of McKinney, Texas, right around the same time I did, and moved for similar reasons. And I got in contact with him like last year. Recently, I found him. He came across the socials. I'm like, "Yo, Paul, where you at?" He's like, "Dude, I'm in Texas." I go, "Fuck, I'm in Texas," and we just kind
Damn,
of
nice.
we talk all the time. And then Paul got a drum set from Eric at Firehouse, and it sounded so good. I'm like, all right, my next custom kit is going to be with Firehouse. So
Sweet.
yeah, and
Awesome. Well, shout out to Firehouse then.
yeah, yeah, good dude, man. He's literally a fireman, so he's like, yeah, it might take a little longer, but because that's just because I'm on shift, and I'm like, dude, go go save people, go put out fires, man. It's all good.
Damn, man. That is the fucking salt of the earth right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's a good dude, and I've always been that type of dude that, like, I mean, I care about the money, but I also care about getting a community of people and just building everybody up. Like, so, like, like I feel like a big fish with these companies supporting me, and I can't help but like want to help build them up as much as possible too. Because everybody, I don't believe in, oh, I'm self-made and I did it all myself. Yeah, in a way you did, but dude,
We are
someone bought
nothing without people, the ones who made us.
dude,
Absolutely.
someone bought you a coffee, someone gave you a high five, held the door open, engaged in good conversation. That
Yes.
that helps, man. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah,
Gave you
those are
some wisdom that came at the right time. You know what I mean?
man, it's yeah. So like those are the companies I'm down for. And it's funny, speaking of Sweetwater, just a little side note. Nick DiVirgilio, right?
Uh-huh.
From
Wait,
Sweetwater.
from
Actually,
Sweetwater.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
let me just say for the record, my favorite drumsticks of all time are the Regal Tip 9As, because I
Uh-huh.
love that shellacky coating, because like I
Uh,
can't play on bare sticks. But
yeah.
Regal Tip, we don't know if they're coming back. And like I hoarded a bunch of 9As last time I was in California at the
Uh-huh.
local shop, Starving Musician. And but Nick DiVirgilio's ProMark signature stick,
Uh-huh.
fucking amazing stick. I'm about to buy probably a dozen pair before we start doing this, all these shows with the Jams and this rock tribute thing that the Jams is going to be creating. And Nick DiVirgilio sticks are, dude, I was never really a ProMark drumstick fan because I don't like the forward balance or the rear. I like the stick to be very evenly dispersed weight wise, and Nick DiVirgilio fucking nailed it. So
Yeah, I like so usually what I rock with is a like 5A if 5A if I'm trying to the thing is with 5As is I'll break them real easy. So like
yep,
cuz uh, I try to keep it like 5B and then I usually like an acorn tip like
yeah,
just kind of good old fashioned
yep,
5B. Um and I mean, I'm not too picky with brands. I do gotta say, like, Zildjian feels a little like pricey for no fucking reason. Same with Promark. I've kind of always kept
yeah,
it like Vic Firth is kind of like my go-to. I'll even do like some if I like, because a lot of times if I'm just like practicing, I'll do like burner sticks.
Sure.
Um, so like, what I used to love to do is to go to Sam Ash before I closed down in the Chicago area,
Yeah.
and go to their bargain bin
Yep.
where they have like sticks that have like any kind of defects on them and shit like that. Like I got a lot of good sticks out of those bins for a really good price. And
Yeah.
I mean, dude, drumsticks have gone up to fucking like $15 a fucking pair, and it's like
It's so insane, dude.
it's been so difficult out here with like the rise of inflation and prices just
Yeah.
increasing. And I mean, that's another reason for kind of being a little bit more selective with the songs I go through the effort of miking up the whole drum set for, because usually industry standard dictates that everybody wants everything like to a certain polish standard.
Sure.
And I mean, just programming drums gets you there a little bit quicker. And
Sure.
I hate to fucking say it, but I mean, when you're trying to like kind of burn, like you run through it all the time, and everything is so expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I save like the natural drum tracks for like the metalcore shit and Del Jones, or one that is exceptionally like hard to program or like tedious to program, like maybe something that's like 180 BPM, 200 BPM, something
Sure.
like that. Um, because that's so many. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I would rather just fucking spend 3 hours miking up the drum set.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and fucking routing everything and
Ugh.
fucking getting it all ready and
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's another point to kind of separate the two names and shit like that. But I release music under both names if you ever
Okay.
want to check it out. And I mean, fucking send me your links so I
I
can
will.
like your links to everything
I
about
will.
the music, to the the teaching. Where can people find you? Just send me all your links and I'll put them down in the description below. And
Cool.
I'll let you, as soon as I upload and post everything, I'll let you know when this episode is coming out so you can post about it and everything like that.
Killer.
And you'll also probably see me like posting some stuff in the Austin groups. Oh, did you hear my notification?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure if that was audible to anybody else because it'll like come through, you know what I
I
mean,
know. Yeah.
the mixer, and like I'm like, oh, did you hear that shit?
No. I know. I could have said the same because like the emails were going off, and I'm like, I hope it doesn't ping every time. But yeah, it's yeah, dude. I'll send all those links and shit, man. I feel like we could go Rogan style one day and just go talk for 4 fucking hours.
Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of the whole idea is that I just kind of want to get acquainted with everybody within,
Yeah.
getting it. So, because like I tried to start the Punk Bordello podcast back when I lived in Austin, but it kind of got when I asked for people to be guests, they all kind of like, you know
So
what I
weird.
mean?
Like,
Like,
why wouldn't you want to just sit and talk shit with good company? Like, that makes no sense to me.
well, this is what I wanted to say previously. I kind of, that train of thought kind of derailed a little bit, but so it's all about community. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
about building everybody up, and that's how you come up yourself. It's this whole
Yeah.
attitude of like, my shit is the only shit that matters, is this kind of like why you find yourself in the same place for so many years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't mean that like you personally. I mean that just like to
Sure.
anybody. If the shoe fits, wear it, basically, because it applied to me. You know what I mean? Like I was just out here. You know what I mean? Like nobody, like pretty much anybody else, and I'm just like, I just noticed that nobody has like a musician's Rogan. You know what I mean? They have like the industry professionals and they have the Market Your Music podcast, but
Sure.
they don't have like a place where somebody will potentially listen to your shit and just be like, hey, you want to talk about it? You want to
Yeah.
promote it? You know what I mean? So like, I mean, I guess this is just my way of, kind of doing what I want to see done. And it benefits me because at least it drives traffic to, the music that I put out. At least it drives, people know how they can support me now.
Yep.
and it gives them a reason to care, because we get this whole fucking culture of, oh, nobody cares, and it's like, well, I mean, I care. I like to listen to what people are passionate about and what drives them and moves them forward and what they're working on, outside of myself. It's just, sometimes I'm in the middle of a record that I think is, if it was ever going to be the one for me, it would probably be this one, so I'm just kind of staying true to doing that. And I mean, it's going to be its own platform. And with everybody that comes on and gives me a chance on the podcast to like fucking just talk to them about their shit, it fucking helps elevate your shit. And we can all fucking do shit together. You know what I mean? That's how the little victories amount to larger victories. And that's probably the biggest lesson I could give to anybody, is to, you know what I mean? It's going to take longer for you if you don't come from money, especially. It's going to take longer for you if, there's certain things that you're not willing to do based on integrity and authenticity. But if you stay the course and you keep doing it, that's like the gift is in the journey. That much is true. I know.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure you would say the same. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It like, I'm doing music for a living. Like there's really, although my wife will tell you I'm really good at complaining. There's really there's really nothing to complain about. It's like I waited. I'm not waited, but like I knew at 13, I was like, this is all I want to do. I got to figure out a way to make it work. And I started doing music full time in 2017, and it's been great. It's been fine. So
Yeah.
I can't, I mean, I wake up every morning and go, oh, darn, I have to teach students, or, oh, I got to go play a gig. Oh, boo.
Yeah.
It's great. It's cool. And my wife is, without sounding biased, it's going to sound biased. She's my wife. She's one of the most amazing fucking humans, and she puts up with me. So she's even that much better.
Yeah.
And she is so good at talking me off the ledge. Like, because you know how it is, man. When everything is firing on all cylinders and you're in the right situations, and then you go, I'm freaking out. Because it's just that thing of like, you have everything, and then you're like, then you start to freak out and try to like push away and self-sabotage. And she's like, you're fine. It's going to work out. That's it. And it's just like, okay, right. Yeah. It's going to work out. Everything's good. And then, yeah. So, I mean, she's that, shit, man, we've been together. Our dating anniversary is coming up in June, and that'll be 23 years. And we've been married for almost 16 years this coming July. So it's to say she's my best friend is an understatement, because once you realize that your wife or your partner is your best friend, it's, not to get too sappy, but like, I'm the luckiest fucking dude ever.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate. I have that feeling with my girlfriend. Our anniversary is actually like tomorrow. I won't tell anybody. You don't need to know my fucking business, but I won't tell anybody when that is. But it's tomorrow. And what's funny is like we're we were talking about like, because neither one of us remember when the actual day was that we started. We're just like, yeah, I guess we could just do like an anniversary like 3 weeks to a month. Because like, I just remember, because we met at a show that she was also supposed to play at, that her drummer couldn't make, so they had to cancel on the bill, but she still came out anyway. And fucking, I just remember the day, because that was like when it changed my life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And flash forward to now, we're, living together and kind of doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much, but I'm quite happy,
Hell yeah. You should, man. That's it. That shit's rare, and it's rare for it to last. So enjoy it. And, so side note, I have a reminder on my arm to tattoo of an hourglass, and it says, get out of your own damn way. And it's from, the band 12 Foot Ninja, right?
That's funny. That's exactly what Mark Essa said on the podcast. He had like these notes from like a seminar with some famous teachers that he took, and fucking one of the notes was get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying,
Yeah.
do
No.
I
And
know?
yeah, 12-Foot Ninja in one of their songs, "Sick." That's one of their lyrics, and I was just like, they're a crazy, crazy kind of metally Mr. Bungle meets Corn kind of mashup, and they're from
Oh
Australia,
wow,
so they're hilarious as fuck. They're
that's
no longer
cool.
together, sadly, but yeah, and I'm gonna be getting another tattoo of their lyrics because it just lyrics they speak volumes, and like yeah, it's the hardest thing ever is just to get out of your own way and just like live in the moment and let shit ride, So
Yeah,
constant.
I always try to think about it in terms of like time time spent away is just as important as time spent.
Sure.
So you kind of like life is once you see it in one thing, you see it in all things. Life is like this big balancing act. You know what
Yep.
I mean? There is such a thing as over practicing. There is such a thing as you know what I mean. And going back to like what you said, your relationship with your wife is like. I mean, I have the opposite relationship with my girlfriend because I've been through some very very hard times, and everybody has their struggles and everything, but I mean we'll be, for instance, right now we're having some car issues that we're dealing with. The solenoids on the car went out, so fucking she just goes instant. She just dives into panic mode, and I have to be the one that's like, "It's cool. It'll be
Yeah.
okay." You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
wasn't the transmission. Like we're
Right.
good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or but even before we knew what was actually wrong with it, because it just kind of it started like bucking and you know lights flashing and that sort of thing. So it's very very scary when you're just trying to like get to work, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I have to be that voice for her, but in that same kind of sense, I've also had to be that voice for a lot of other people, even in bands really that I've been in. I kind of had to like, as the drummer, kind of take my rightful role as the guy who looks at everybody before they play with all their nervous energy and fucking oh
Right.
my god, oh my god,
Sure.
you know what I mean? And look at him and be like, hey, dude, you ready to have a good time, man? Like,
That's
you know
me.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm nervous in my life, but when it's on stage, I'm right there with you. I'm just like, this is home. I'm ready.
And like, even if I am feeling nervous, I still like throw that on, and it somehow like curves my mood, and I'm able to like just throw it and rock with it, and that's how. I mean, there have been those shows that you play that are just so miraculous you don't remember a fucking moment of it. You
100%.
just
I've been
like
there. Yeah.
the moment, like the next moment you recognize it, like it's just fucking over, and you're like,
I hope everybody listens to this and has the same experiences that you and I have with that moment because it is almost hallucinogenic.
oh yeah, it is life affirming. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's wild because like I mean when I was touring as a hired gun, I mean, I was broke in every fucking city pretty much across the country. You know what I mean? And that is not a good feeling.
Mm-mm.
Especially when you're out there to do a job. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's a job that you love, but it's a job nonetheless. And we've had the conversation a couple of times on this podcast too. Um, you know, understand that much because you should be getting something out of it if
Right.
you're, doing that, at least $100 a night, you know what I mean?
Something.
And it's difficult because I was willing to take anything just for the experience so
Hmm.
that I could do it, and it ended up, I learned a lot, but it was still a very bad time. But I was broke in every city across the country, and I I still had those moments, and they're just so like cathartic, especially when you're playing to like a room full of people and you're being received like well, and you're commanding the room, and
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if everybody was able to channel that kind of flow state and learn how they can get into a state like it. I mean, the thing is that there's nothing like it. There's nothing like that moment for us as musicians, and that's
Right.
kind of one of those things that's very exclusive. If you've tapped into like true flow state, not even like talking about on stage, but even just like on a record, like you could be overdubbing a guitar solo and it's just like something that's hard for you to play again because
Yeah.
I have those songs that if I wanted to play them live, I'd have to reteach myself and it would sound bad. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like I've
Yeah.
done some shit on the guitar in past songs where I've just been like, fuck. I mean, I was just coming straight from in here, man. Like I have to like intellectually sit down and be like, what key is this in? Was it changed to?
Absolutely.
What the fuck, bro? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's that
because
class. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I know a lot of shit about music theory. Like
Sure.
I did study that. I have the appreciation for it, but as a conscious kind of thing, nobody cares. You just have to be able to communicate your ideas to your bandmates. That's about as far as music theory as a utility goes. Or to be able to like program, MIDI program some shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
It may, if you're trying to do like a piano or a synthesizer, it kind of helps to know the grid and of a piano and how it works and everything like that.
Yep.
But you meet so many more musicians who know nothing about it than you do ones who sit there and fucking try to. Oh, well, that was an augmented seventh, and you know what I mean? Like nobody cares. Like
Yeah.
maybe Polyphia does, but like
Yeah.
I don't even think they do. I think
Well,
they're just improvising most of the time, and they're just, you know what I mean?
which is cool, and it's totally cool. But like, I'll be sitting. I always tell my students, like, yo, counting is everything on the drums, but sometimes I go, just feel it. Don't even count it. Just just play. Just think about it, but don't think about it. I know that's kind of an oxymoron, but like,
Yeah.
slow down and just fucking play it. And you're absolutely right. It just works. It just, yeah, 9 times out of 10. I mean, because like every student wants to play the lick really fast, and I go, well, how good can you play it slow? And they go, well, I can't. I go, start there, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I gotta say, it's just like slow, but like the technique is very important. That rim shot, if you're playing
Oh yeah.
rock, or that
Oh
two
yeah.
that and or the 2 and 4,
Oh yeah.
if you're playing dance, just where you choose to put certain embellishments and how you serve the music is all. It's a personal relationship because
Yeah.
nobody is gonna have the same two ideas. And sometimes it kind of seems like the universe guides us to either uh, new heights in our abilities or other people with those abilities to be able to come together for a music that just it finds you,
Yeah.
but it also is kind of like the most important thing when it's standing right in front of you and it needs to be recorded or it needs to be played type shit,
Yep.
and especially when you have like a room full of people have a connection with that, there's no greater feeling whether you're I mean, and the thing is I've been in like a Green Day cover band where the we played the Vixen in McHenry, which is kind of a northeast of Chicago. I want to
Okay.
say it's like by the Woodstock kind of area out there, and it was packed. I was surprised for a Green Day tribute band, but I mean they've been doing it for a while, so I mean it kind of makes sense. But it's just seeing all those faces out there and playing all those songs and giving them what they wanted uh, was really ethereal, which is why it like astonished me um, the direction that they took instead, because it's like if you're talking about what served the music best, it was when I was doing it. I was willing to do it. It's just I am myself. I'm not, you know, uh, gonna do something that I think it sounds bad for the music, you know what I mean? And sometimes what sounds best for the music is me just singing with my natural voice, because I mean it sounds so close to Billy Joe. It's just a little bit different. And I just didn't want to fucking take on the role it seemed that they thought was appropriate. But I just thought if fucking Green Day themselves saw that shit, it'd kind of be like, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like,
okay.
be yourself a little bit more. You know what
Right.
I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
okay. Like if you're talking about punk music, if you're talking about the punk spirit, I don't think they would appreciate you trying to be like them. I think they would appreciate you being like you, and to be
Yeah.
just against any recording of any original music whatsoever seems kind of just at a disservice to you, because you have to challenge yourself both ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
part of like the whole human imagination, one of the great assets of being a musician is being able to kind of like plan ahead and run certain situations through in your head. Like you close your eyes and you think about it, you audiate, you hear that music in your head before you play it, you know how to serve it. It's an all-encompassing kind of thing, whether it's your idea or somebody else's idea. The only difference is that you have certain criteria to meet when you play someone else's music,
Right.
so that makes you better in terms of like knowing how to serve the music. But originality comes in clutch because you're constantly challenging the parameters of what you know versus what you feel, and how to make them interact with each other for an idea that also reaches other people. Not even if it's just lyrically,
Sure.
but also if it's like sonically, if it's through the rhythm, it like people connect to those principles specifically because something in the music feels relatable to them, or it makes them want to move. You
Yep.
know what I mean? They're connecting, they're interacting with it in some sort of way, and they can't help but not. And when you create that, it's just un I hope somebody feels a joy like that in some way, shape, or form in their life. Hope
Yep.
everybody gets to feel that, because that's something that is completely unparalleled when you are a musician.
Yep.
That's like you get those moments and you might be getting ripped off 10 minutes later from the venue owner, but I mean,
Yeah.
you literally 5 minutes ago, it's not even as big of a deal because you just felt like you were fucking on top of the world. And that, I mean, obviously those are separate tasks. The thing is like we as musicians kind of have to hold ourselves as a community, as people, to a higher standard of invoicing like it if you are really bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that was really difficult for me to come to terms with, because I mean I'm passionate. I don't want to not play. I want to fucking play, you know?
Right.
But you can't do everything for free all the time, because then it's not sustainable. And the caveat with being a musician, we talked about this in the last podcast I did with Ben Jones, Velvet Lab, also based out of Austin, Texas. But he, I mean, we also run into the caveat of like you need live performance to be able to do it, because then now what the industry gives us is they kind of totally try to bypass musicians and then just go straight to making short form content creators
Right.
into touring acts, and it just does not work like that. Like they were like, oh yeah, let's look at for this game changer, fuck you artist. Like you're always going to need us, because we're the ones that know how to kind of express ourselves in an
Yep.
authentic way that people connect with, more so outside of the short form content, in the long form content, like the 5 minute long song or the fucking, hour to 3 hour long concert. You know what I mean? We are seasoned professionals at doing that because we've been doing that our whole lives.
Yep.
And to not invest in that first, and to instead try to kind of piggyback on, skits and fucking stupid shit, and try to turn people that are not long form performers live performers who have no experience whatsoever, but 1 million followers or 2 million followers or 100 million followers.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? Like it is not conducive to better quality content that makes you more money over a certain period of time. And I think going back to something that in our current podcast that I wanted to touch on was just you have to be willing to kind of like invest in an artist in order to reap that kind of fucking reward, which just doesn't happen anymore. But
Right.
business is in general is all about maintaining relationships. You're going to continue to do business with people that have their best interests at heart, but also your best interests at heart, because they want to continue to do business. We all want to continue to put each other on or fucking, have give and take with each other. You know what I mean? That's how we all come up and cultivate some sort of community, is by giving each other a platform here and there. You know what I mean? Like this band over here kind of sounds like us. Let's book a bill with them in this city, and then maybe when they come through to our city, we can book a bill with them. And it's like it's that kind of it's weird because musicians, like the musicians network, the whole music industry as a whole, has always been slimy and greasy. But it's
Understatement.
like, yeah, it's always been slimy and greasy, but still you need other people to be able to come together. And the other thing is that we went through a whole era where they tried to, do away with the whole live band, and now we're kind of entering this new era where the live band is king. Like Lady Gaga, you're not going to see Lady Gaga without a band. You're not going to see The Weeknd without a live band. You're not going to see this, that, the third, whatever the fuck. Like live bands, they're not going anywhere because they help provide a real fucking experience. And one of the things I've been wanting to say in the podcast for quite some time is that I know I play like all these fucking instruments, but the thing is like I wanted to be able to, like, I mean, I was dedicated to being a drummer for so long because I just wanted to be able to play the drums and be left alone. You know what I mean? And then the same difference with guitar. Yeah, I know it just as well, and I make these compositions, but if I was going to be a guitar player, I just wanted to be the guitar player. I didn't want to fucking, sing. I didn't even really start singing until I was around like 17, 18. Because I just wanted to be an instrumentalist. I didn't want fucking any of that shit. But life has kind of like forced me in a position to where it has been like, okay, well, I mean, it's not like you don't write songs, and fucking, if you don't get something out, nobody knows what you can do. You never do anything, and I think as musicians, the way the industry has moved for so long has forced us all into a space to wear a lot of hats that we're not comfortable wearing. And that's great that it's forcing us out of our comfort zone and everything, but it's definitely too much, I should say, because like you're going into other territory where like this used to be someone else's on payroll whole fucking job. You know what I mean? And now you're just like giving it to, like, there was this band that I toured with in Florida. Shout out to Zapachi. But don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, they themselves will tell you, like, yeah, we don't even really like care about social media as much, and they play fucking amazing. Like, they're just like, they could challenge Polyphia. I mean, with how fucking like technically articulate they are, as well as how like how nice how crystal clear the quality of their live show as well as their recorded music is. And it's like, but their Instagram following when I met them was fucking, I didn't see much of one. And no shade, no disrespect. I mean, they told me that shit themselves, and we all kind of have similar gripes where it's just like, attacking it and kind of like figuring out like this, this podcast is a way for me to kind of do it. But you have to kind of do short form in a method in a way that is going to keep driving you a new audience, but you can fit it into your life. And then you can also fucking like, you can fit it into your life, and then you can also make a lot of it without burning yourself out. Because I mean, I was trying the skits for a minute, I was trying this, I was trying that, and like even playing my own originals on live or anything like that gets old after a while. And it's like it just, with the commodification of like what we see on our socials, on our phones every fucking day, it just becomes such a raging bitch to have to like try and compete with that as someone who would like consider themselves more of like a introvert, you know what I mean? Because that's where a lot of the real artists are, like introverts, or people who, I mean, like to just work on their own shit themselves, you know what I mean? I'm glad I have a live band now, so it's not just that. And then on top of that, they're also playing on the next tracks. Shout out to Sammy Darty, who is playing bass on Take the L, as well as Some Young Punk, which will come out later on down the line. But as well as Brad Hurley, our drummer. But I mean, pardon this deep dive that I kind of went off of, but it it's very difficult is the point to also kind of spend all of your time on marketing as well.
Yep.
And that's why cover music has become like a medium for people. But the audience, from what I'm told, kind of really wants to hear like both. They want to hear your original. They also want to hear your covers. So that, not your covers, but obviously the covers of, you know what I mean? The band you're playing. And I mean, we dance. Me and Marquez says, me and Ben Jones, we all dance between like what is the right answer, and it seems moving forward that it's going to be a little bit of a mix of both. So, I mean, if you have the rights and permissions to play the Strata stuff moving forward, I highly recommend booking maybe a show or so. Um,
Yeah.
and just getting back together with the guys, because I know that would be a great feeling for you anyway.
Oh,
Um,
it'd be cool to do that because like we got shortchanged because of the pandemic. Literally, we played 3 shows and then everything kind of shut down. So
Yeah, and that is a terrible shame, and I know exactly how that is. I mean, shit, we had our own struggles to get through with COVID and beyond, and it's weird because COVID happened when I was 23, and it basically fucking like robbed me of like 3 years of my life. So like next thing I know, I'm fucking 25, 26, and uh, it's just it's kind of like the shortest end of the fucking stick, because at least
yep.
like anybody who's 3 years younger than me, they would, they were at least like college age while that was happening, so they were kind of you know before the threat. I don't know. I would actually say that that's probably a negative thing as well, because if I think back about it, the parties that I went to, the co-op parties that I went to at UT were fucking great. I saw some of the best talent of my life there as
Mhm.
well. And it was definitely like a different era, and coming back, and with everything suffering so much, it's like completely like a ghost almost of what it used to be. And
Yeah.
especially considering the fact of like all the businesses on 6th Street that shut down through it. I mean, we're all just kind of licking our wounds, I guess, and
Yeah.
recovering. And I mean, the bars want more of the tribute and cover bands to protect their bottom line a little bit more, because they're not making as much money. And the other thing is that I feel like a lot of original bands also tend to have a little bit too much of an attitude for where they are. You know what I mean? Which is like
Always
another,
been
like,
the
you're
case,
dealing
but
with
yeah.
egos. If we're coming back full circle to the what the music industry is like, it's always been greasy,
Yeah.
but we can't do it without each other. So we all kind of like need to get over ourselves, which is another theme we've been talking about the last couple episodes on
Yeah.
this podcast. It just kind of get over yourself, and don't. I personally would prefer to think the least of myself until I can't ignore it. You know what I mean? And what that does is that kind of keeps me at like a wavelength that understands that, yo, the world will not treat you better for being a nice person, but that doesn't mean you don't still move with the right intentions anyway. You know what I mean? And what you give is also what you get. So why do I want to give out a whole bunch of negative shit and, uh, you know, have beef with all these other people and fucking rage bait and,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about this. I don't give a fuck about that. Like I'll talk some goon stupid shit in the music. You know what I mean? Like I do. That's just like part of the creative process for me sometimes. You know what I mean? Just,
You have to.
you give
You
them
have to.
something a little something to laugh at here and there.
Yeah.
A little something to be fucking. So I'm walking down the street with some chicken out of 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
uh, actually, what I wrote in Some Young Punk is, so I'm walking down the street with a cheesy beef and a 40. Walking down the alley with a cheesy beef and a 40 in the next verse. It fucking
Awesome.
it's just like it's stupid because it's just like kind of a song you dance to, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't really necessarily mean anything any which way, but rather is just a song that you play when life is just coming down. You
Right.
know what I mean? And you just want to serve it back. Like, you know what I mean? Give them Some
Yeah.
Young Punk. You know what I mean?
Right there.
But anyway, I digress about songs that aren't even, scheduled for release just quite yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's copyrighted. Don't try to take it. But yeah. Anyway, this has gone on a little bit longer than I really had time for.
Yeah.
So I do
No.
got to get ready here and kind of get everything processing to release. But it's
Yeah.
been great talking to you. This has been
It
the
was fun, man.
longest podcast yet.
Nice. This has been fun. Yeah, I got to go get my back cracked at the chiropractor. So good
Oh
talking.
yeah. Oh, that'll feel good, I bet.
Oh yeah. Well, cool,
For
man.
sure, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for the opportunity, man. And hopefully we can talk again soon and just rap about some more shit.
For sure, man. Absolutely. That sounds great. And then
Yeah.
I mean, shit, hopefully you're down to play a show anytime we're touring down that way.
Yeah, I'm sure we can figure something out. Worst case, I'll come see you and just throw tomatoes. No, I'm kidding. I
As
tell
long as you
all my
don't
band friends that.
as long as you don't hit my guitar, we're good.
No, I won't. No, definitely won't. I'll aim at your feet. Wear bad shoes that day. No.
Okay. Yeah, there's a hole in my dock, so I
Oh
might
shit.
get tomato seeds in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
Shout out. Well, cool. Shit.
all right. Make sure you send me your links real
I
quick.
will.
I'll say a little word to you after we end here. But everybody else who's watching, thanks for staying with us. This episode will be available on Patreon first. Go ahead and subscribe for literally the cheapest amount that I could possibly make it, just $3 a month. Listen to Hotter before it releases on May 6th for $5, or pay what you want on Bandcamp. And also listen to Take the L, which releases June 16th for $10, or pay what you want, also on Bandcamp. This has been the Punk Bordello podcast with Jim Leadbetter.
Later, guys.
Take it easy, guys. See you next time.